quick checklist on how to authenticate your winnings. So let's say you bought a pair secondhand, or you bought a pair on eBay, and you want to make sure that you got yourself a legit pair. So one of the first things I look for is the texture of the leather. Now, winning, it normally has a very smooth leather. Now this is synthetic leather, which all the standard colors come in, which is red, black, white, blue. So any special colors like sky blue, yellow, pink, anything of that nature is going to be actual leather, if I'm not mistaken. It may have changed, throughout the years, but back then that's how it was. So these are going to be synthetic, and the leather, as you can see, is really smooth. Doesn't have a bunch of ripples. It's not, doesn't have a lot of texture to it. It's very smooth. It also has this kind of gloss finish. It's not a matte leather. The leather, has a specific kind of look, kind of color to it. And a lot of these manufacturers, they're getting better at replicating that, the shade of the leather, the gloss of it, the smoothness of it. But we gotta add up all the pieces to this so that we can, make a better assessment of whether this is a legitimate pair or not. So the leather checks out. It's the right texture, the right shade, and the right gloss. Let's look at the stitching. Now, as you can see, the stitching is really neat. It's relatively tight. Now you do see where this is a little thicker here on the edges, but that lets me know that this is, getting closer to being a legit pair, because I've seen this on damn near all the winnings that I've gotten in over the years and that I've owned over the years. This badge, as you can see, it's not super glossy. It doesn't have a weird kind of, tint to it. I've seen manufacturers replicate this badge pretty good, but sometimes you get some where it looks a little sloppy. Something looks off, whether it's, a little bit too embossed. Maybe it's not embossed at all. Maybe it looks too shiny. It looks too plasticky. This one has almost like a rack seam, maybe has a different kind of look, texture to it when you touch it. And as you can see, the stitching on this badge is relatively tight. Now with these Pakistani manufacturers that make fakes, the stitching might be jagged or might look a little sloppy. And as you can see, the stitching on this one is really tight, really neat. So that's one thing to look for. Another thing is the shape of the glove itself. So winning has a unique shape to it. It has a unique look. The thumb, I've seen some fake winnings with the thumb being really tucked inside the glove or looking really wonky or off. But winning has this style of thumb. Another thing that I've noticed with manufacturers is they don't use this. This is something that winning uses. Other Japanese brands use this as well, but this style, always white and it looks like it's heat pressed. It looks like a sticker almost. It doesn't look like it's screen printed on there, and it's always going to be on the grip bar. It's not going to be here anywhere else. It's always going to be in white and a sticker kind of look to it, and on the grip bar. Same thing with the logo. The logo is not going to be screen printed. It's going to have a stick. It's going to be like a heat press sticker on there, with the exception of the logo on the cuff. Okay, so we're looking at the stitching. Stitching is relatively tight. Now these manufacturers are getting better at making fakes. So I've seen some fakes with really good stitching. I've seen it with this on there, really close. Another thing to look for would be the laces. Now, this is a really dead giveaway. What do you mean? What I'm saying? What am I looking for? They're just laces, right? Well, winning uses two laces always, and they're always cut. They're not flat laces like this with the plastic on there. They're never gonna have that. They're never gonna be tube laces like this with that plastic on there. Their laces always come without that plastic at the end. So that's a thing to look for. Another thing you want to look for is the color of the liner being the inside of the glove. As you can see, it's a navy kind of color. If it's black, if it's red, any other color, you probably got you a fake pair. So another thing to look for is that country of origin tag. Now this tag Can be different depending on the year of gloves you got. Sometimes I've seen some with just the model number on there and the made in Japan. As you can see there, I've seen some with the winning logo on there, and I've seen another one. I can't remember what it was. It was a little bit different. Maybe the font was different or something like that. But that's something you want to look out for. Now these manufacturers can put, you know, false country of origin tags in their product, but a lot of them don't. Another thing that I've seen on fake winnings is they'll put this badge, the leather badge or the genuine leather badge, and they'll put it on the cuff or something here. If you have that on your winnings, you got you a fake pair. So even this card here, so now I've noticed that winnings putting these type of cards on their gloves, but again, I've seen manufacturers make these fake cards. So, you know, just try to piece together, you know, the look of the leather, the finish, the shade of the color, the stitching, the badge, right? Let's look at the ounces on the palm, on the grip bar, whatever. Let's look at the laces. Look at the liner color and the country of origin tag. And if all those things match up, you probably got you a legit pair of winnings. Now, a lot of people are, you know, desperate for deals, and they think they got themselves $100 pair of winnings or something like that. And to be honest with you, man, you got you $100 pair of some fakes. So, you know, if it's too good to be true, then, you know, the old adage, it probably is.